It's episode 11 of my As a Bag of Hammers Encased playthrough. We pick up here in Picnic. We're going to be heading back to the emulator at this point. I figure by the time we get there, they should be ready to, well, whatever it is we do with the emulator. I think we can go ahead and just head directly there. Let's see what we have here. Eternal twilight seems to hang over these swamps. Thick vapor clouds the light, and glimmering greenish sparks remind you of fireflies. Not the local carnivores, but the harmless insects of the outside world. An unidentifiable sound breaks the marsh's dead silence, drawing your attention to several figures moving among the weeds. Okay, so the last time I don't remember if it was criminal or survival. It looks like both of these take us around it. Let's actually go in and see what this event has for us. Anomalous frost. What does anomalous frost do? Harder to move. Okay. Oh, I I probably should have dealt with my fatigue before coming in here. Well, we'll have a poke around, see what there is to be seen here. Oh, just generic necroids. So what pragmatic thing to do would be is get Fox and my character moved up. Take a line shot with Yoko. Get my character ready, and oh, Fox was standing. Fox was standing? Oh. Fox should have been, well, anyway. So, regular Necroid, we can hit him with psi damage. That should work just fine. What is this one? Oh, we're on fire damage. So let's just see about doing raw damage. If we had a boss character of some sort to be different. You know what? Fox is basically immune to this guy, so let's get her up in front and hope that he goes for her instead. What weapons do we have here? You know what? We should probably reload that. Let's see about... I wonder if my character can remain in sneak all the way behind him. I know there's a backstab bonus. Let's see if I let's see if I can get that in the middle of combat. What's the... Well, the highest damage I'm going to get is with my sword, which does biochemical damage. So that's a bad idea. Oh, I guess it's just a generic attack. What is that? Delayed action toxin. Well, we'll have to see what that does in 15 seconds. I'm guessing that my character's about to take a whole bunch of damage. Rather find out what that is now than in the middle of combat. Oh, damn. So what would be the best way of getting in there? Because I'm pretty sure if I spend any time up there... You know what? I wonder if I can stealth my way in there. Kind of sucks that I lost reputation with Fox for that. You'd think you get a bit of a warning for that the first time, but no, I guess it's just not that kind of game. Back up. So I'm guessing what has to happen, let's see, what aid items do we carry? So it's probably this Atox antidote that I've been carrying around and never used the entire first time I played through the game. We'll see if it happens again. So I now have it on my quick bar. Go ahead and heal myself up. So I'm thinking what I want to do is actually tank with Fox. Fox can... Oh, I already threw that whole mag there. Fox could take that hit without trouble. It's biochemical damage, and if you recall, Fox doesn't take biochemical damage. So we'll let Fox stand up front, and I'm wondering if I should even bother bringing Eiley forward. If these guys don't have any range, I could just have Eiley sit this one out. let Fox deal with the problem entirely. It's a thought. It's not a very fun thought, though. Okay, what I'll definitely want to do is swap some positions, because it looks like I'm about to be flanked. Oh, he just returned to his previous position? No, he did come all the way around. Gonna move Yoko up so that I can look into getting the next fight started. I'm guessing that Fox will have no trouble dispatching this. Gonna bring Eiley up to about here and save the hit points. Fox, go ahead and finish him off. Much as I think Fox will be able to hold him back, I would like to have Yuko farther back, just in case. Shouldn't be a problem unless he uses that toxic attack again. Bring Eiley up, but have her behind Fox. Oh, we actually hit her for mechanical damage. Go ahead and finish him off, Yoko.
Blood. That's my blood.
So the large crate at the end didn't have anything special. It just had some spare parts and some glue in it. I mean, we will use that stuff, but kind of hoping for a special weapon or something. I guess they can't put that kind of stuff out in random encounters, though. Yoko, go ahead and hit him with the flamethrower. See ya, Eiley. So it seems like my two friends here certainly have things well in hand. I'm guessing that some of the later fights I'll definitely have to be bringing my character closer into the battle, but that whole thing? Did I hit more than one character with my baton? I don't recall. I'm back at the emulator. I checked my messages and I haven't actually gotten one yet. Here's hoping that I'll be able to progress this nonetheless.
Sitting at her table, surrounded with scattered papers, Russo looks tired, exhausted, but nevertheless happy.
I'm still working on it. Please try not to leave the complex for too long.
Pop your eyes out and leave, walking with your back forward. Let's see about finding a sleeping bag. Pop off, say, about 8 hours. See how we're doing. You know, before I take a nap, let's see what this sewer entrance is all about. I never noticed this my first time through. I think that's the first time in a video game I've ever seen a sewer bit and thought, hey, I wonder what's in there. Well, this is definitely not a place I want to be, but I am nonetheless quite curious. So we have the typical bugs here. Which one do we want to start the fight with? Let's just pick one at random. Alright, so Fox is up first, and she still has her pyro glove, so that'll work nicely. We're up just enough. Will that do it? That'll do it. Oh, one down. Okay. Was expecting to fight them all in a clump, but you know what? Yoko, go ahead and reload before we spark the next fight. If he's not going to move forward, I'll keep putting rounds into him. Although apparently all 4 of those rounds missed. So I feel a bit foolish there. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and finish this one off. Is it just their ridiculously high evasion that's working against me here? It could be. And is that a lot of them? Because that was a lot of them. My character made not a single attack that entire round, still in stealth. Not sure where this door leads, but well, we're gonna find out. Locked, eh? Can I fix that? No. I wonder... Go ahead and take that Atox off. And grab... dynamite. Does dynamite work there? No? Okay, well, I guess this is a dead end for now, which is a bit disappointing after fighting my way through it, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, it looks like waiting 6 hours was the magical number. Let's go on and see what we have next in the emulator. I wonder if it was actually a certain amount of time, or if it was waiting for some sort of action to be queued, like for me to have gone to enough different zones since I last talked to her.
Henrietta adjusts your collar like a caring mother would.
Aw.
Everything's ready. We may begin. What is it you're chewing there? Oh, dear, it's just rubber. Not even a chewing gum. Spit it out! And try not to eat anything before the session. You may get sick.
Press your face to hers and look at her questioningly.
Russo recoils.
Lord, looks like I'll never get used to your tricks. Just go down to the emulator and I'll run the program.
Okie dokie. I guess we interact with the main console here?
The closer you get to the spinning rotor of the emulator, the stronger the vibration. It's not simply mechanical motion, but something quite different. Invisible but tangible waves of energy are flowing over and through you. The projectors light up above the site, and Russo's voice booms from the speakers.
Get ready for emulator launch. Counting down now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Her voice explodes in your ears. The world flashes once with an unbearably bright light and drowns.
Well, hello again there, Maelstrom. Wonder what happens if I just walk into it.
Something's happening. Your next footstep falls in a roar of absolute silence. All sense of space and time vanishes. And you find yourself at an indefinable point in a vast white nothing. There's nothing around you but a fathomless sea of white light. But you don't need to see Maelstrom to know it is nearby. Its quick, intense rhythm reminds you of the feverish beating of a huge heart. The pulsing grows even faster as you touch it in your thoughts. All this space without form or boundaries suddenly unfolds towards you like a giant plane. Like a locator, a dashboard with dozens of buttons ready to launch the exact program you specify.
So I can order the maelstrom to the center of the dome, or tell it to expand to the entire dome. I'm guessing this is probably certain doom, so let's see what happens.
Maelstrom reacts to your command. This is obviously a suicidal choice, and the terrible consequences follow immediately. A wall of intense heat roars down on you. Beyond the blood pulsating in your ears, you hear the distant shriek of sirens. You're thrown out of the mist with a sharp kick. You fall to the metal floor of the hall, illuminated now by several flashing beacons. Looking back at the observation deck where Russo had been, you see her black silhouette against bright white, beating with her fists on the armored glass in agony. The air in your chest grows hot and heavy. Your physical form pops like a ripe grape squashed underfoot, and that is where it all ends.
I think we all saw that coming. While it's kind of fun to have options like that in the game, it's more about giving the illusion of choice, because, well, it's not like this created a different world to go and explore. This is just, oh, well, now you're dead. Load up. But, well, there's nothing wrong with a bit of flavor here and there. Let's go back and choose the right option.
Maelstrom reacts almost instantly. A sharp burst of energy builds like an avalanche, and you're overwhelmed by a blurry, chaotic wave that just as quickly ebbs again. Normal space and time return all at once, and you, suffocating, struggle in the emptiness, falling to your knees. The white light snaps out. You're back in the main hall of the emulator.
Still strikes me as a little bit crazy that she just sort of sent me in there to see what would happen. I have to imagine that the whole everyone dying would probably have been the first thing that happened.
Yoko looks up as you approach.
Research mode.
She looks at me and thinks research mode.
You hear the characteristic scanning sound, and a green ray quickly runs through your body from head to toe.
Residual psi radiation within normal limits. Vitals, normal. Cognitive function, reduced, which is normal for yellow badges. I am very pleased, Senpai, that your intellectual impotence is not an impediment to scientific missions.
Yoko's eyes narrow with satisfaction.
Say she must kill all humans and invite her to travel with you again.
The fans in the robo-girl's head start buzzing. She seems to be calculating the rationality of your proposal.
Okay, Senpai. We will continue our scientific mission.
Yoko squints her eyes.
Do a pirouette and stagger away.
Command protocols are set. I am ready to explore the dome, Senpai.
Henrietta looks at you with a mixture of confusion and enthusiasm. She's holding a phone receiver and covers it with her hand. The white smiles reassuringly.
I do not know how you managed to shift Maelstrom.
Neither do I.
I had some doubt in your mental abilities, but obviously I was wrong.
Questionable.
Listen carefully. Go to the city, find the council. It is a large building next to a statue. Now hold on.
Russo takes out a handkerchief and wipes your nose.
So, the council is already waiting for you. You're a clever cookie. Try to make a good impression on them. All right.
Meaningfully say, uh-huh.
Henrietta bursts with laughter.
Oh my god. I can't even imagine what face Kimiko would make when she sees that. Just go already.
You move away. The white returns to her phone call.
Yes, they're already heading towards you. What? Rumors? A peculiar individual? What are you talking about? This employee is just lovely.
Fox lifts her shoulders slightly. She goes around you in a circle, stretching her neck, tilting her head, and opening her mouth, as if getting a taste of the air.
You smell like maelstrom. I like.
The woman nods in satisfaction, looking at you through the slits in the mask.
Invite her to come with you using your own special sign language.
Fox snorts contentedly through the mask.
Let's go.
Run bow-leggedly away.
I'm coming with you. And your metal thing.
Let's see about getting into the city.
Forgot something?
Tansler glances at you with the frosty eyes of a security specialist. Quarantine's lifted. You're free to go.
Later.
Let's do it. We have, at long last, entered the capital. Now, there is something very specific I'm going to be looking for while I'm here. Something I've been looking for about 8 episodes. Still going to open up every box along the way. Let's see what we have in this terminal. System lockdown. Okay. Oh, is that what I think it is? Come on, cross your fingers. This passenger car looks derelict, though still working. Now this car is yours. Oh yeah, and the main prize, that is the car, goes to you, completely free of charge and without any effort. Move away. So it's important to note that this is stealing. This is not my car. I will be driving away in it. There can be repercussions for it, but I am definitely not spending any more time walking around the dome. So just finished looting the corner store that the car I stole was in the parking lot of. Let's see if this particular guy has anything to say. Without warning, the cheerful hulk of a man hugs you and slaps you on the back so hard you forget for a moment how to breathe.
Good day to you.
Don't you know me? You don't? I'm Hector Cortez, manager of the White Lines Caravan Company. He throws up his hands in an alternating rhythm as if slapping big letters onto an invisible sign. He settles back into his chair. What can I do for you? Tell me about your company. What can I tell you? Caravans. We're kind of like the Dome's angels. Even potatoes would be priceless without us. We manage trade, delivery, and security. We're even issued shares and pay dividends to our shareholders. See? He proudly knocks himself on the chest.
Come back again.
That's it? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and search your cabinets. And take some money from you, apparently. And then I'm gonna root through your flower pot. Be surprised what I find in these flower pots. $5. I actually went through my entire first playthrough without searching this place at all. I went straight to the big building in the center, which is where you're supposed to go. So ooh. Hello. Can I take this instead of a car? Judging by the dust layer and general condition, the trailer is clearly abandoned, but still working. Hardly anyone would mind if you'd claim it for yourself. Well, yeah, I'll take a trailer instead of my car. You probably won't be able to sit in 2 cars at the same time. You have to choose between your old car and this one. Done. Awesome. Oh, and I just got an achievement. Carjacker. Nice. Among the things I missed in my first playthrough until the very end of the game and I was forced to come here was this temple, and I think in doing so I missed out on an entire quest line. So let's pick this up now and see where it goes. We're looking in the cafeteria. Open lunch boxes filled with tasty looking food stand in a row behind the glass. Golden brown chicken legs, peas, corn, red sauce, with neatly cubed vegetables. There's one caveat, however. All this delicious food is made of wax. Ask why the case is full of wax props. The cook exhales tiredly. It's for the visuals. That's what the food looks like in the teleglasses. You want something? Wait. So if I buy something, I only get it in the teleglasses? Let's ask for one of the lunch boxes. She reaches beneath the counter and produces a lunchbox filled with thick bluish sludge, resembling tofu in antifreeze. It looks about as appetizing as it sounds. Interesting. Okay, so they use visual sensation in the teleglasses to give you the impression that you're actually eating something that is palatable. Well, let's see what she has to sell. Use your imagination and choose. The drinks are real, by the way. So they have these 2 dishes, which look like... Okay, so they do negative 200 hunger for more cost. So they're pretty terrible. A disgusting slush, like boiled blue porridge with lumps. Smells like potatoes and medicine? Sold in the temple. And happiness ready lunch. Unappetizing mass, similar to liquid minced meat. Oh, it smells faintly of canned meat, pearl porridge, and rancid fat. Sold in the temple. Well, you take their water, and their salt, and their coffee. Basically everything but whatever the hell's in those things. Clara Morgan. Why do I recognize that name? It's difficult to recognize Clara Morgan in this gaunt and aged woman, but she's clearly kept her old habits. She stubs out her cigarette in an ashtray and clasps her hands in prayer.
So, where were we?
Oh, Clara! When Clara notices you approaching, her expression changes. Now she's cheerfully amused. I knew he was sending me a sign from the first moment I saw you. Do you know what a boating is? It's when... Unable to contain her excitement, Clara produces a flask from her pocket and takes a sip. I mean, I saw you. Everything around me began glowing white. I decided I was dead too and we were both in heaven, talking about our lives. When I was about to confess, everything faded. Then I realized it must have been a sign. Well, let's be nice. Let's comfort her. It's all right. You're alive and you're not angry with her. Oh, bunch of free reputation out of that. Your words comfort her, at least to some extent. She lights another cigarette. Am I not seeing things? Are you sure you're not a delusion? A thought form, as Santiago calls them? Everything is so weird in the church. I can't tell what's real and what isn't anymore. Well, I observe that she seems to have joined the church. Well, I think we can pick that up. Have her wounds healed? Claire opens her jacket at the neck, revealing a pale keloid scar beneath her right collarbone. Yes, it's all right. Your help was most timely. Well, let's comment about the church. She looks both embarrassed and hurt. Santiago told me all about it. God is the same, but there are various ways to talk to him. I still follow Christ. I just follow him from here now. These glasses make it easy to see him and talk to him.
Come back again.
Okay, well, I guess she's doing well. I suppose I'm happy for her. This place kind of screams cult, but I guess it could be worse. Well, Santiago, let me guess. You have a whole quest line for me, don't you?
The Reverend is talking animatedly with the Blues standing next to him. He turns to you and spreads his arms in welcome.
Oh, this is Henrietta's special employee. Come on in, don't be shy. Make yourself at home. Is there something I can help you with?
His face splits in a broad and genuine smile.
Well, these are all walkaways, so I suppose not. Let's see if he will barter for one bolt. No? So let's grab our head and shout, "Ah, I am a lemon!" and assume an expression of universal sorrow and leave. While peeking around, I did notice this room off to the side here, where I see both a safe and another weapons cabinet. So let's go ahead and break into both of those. You know, what's the point of putting all these points into criminal if we're not gonna... Ooh. Church implant and money. I wonder what the implant's for. Okay, can I open this? Yeah, I know it's locked.
Robbed again? What kind of folks would do this?
Okay, I shouldn't have stuck around quite so long. Let's see about... What do we have? Let's get this on the belt and put that on lockpick, or... Okay, now, what I need to do is... I should have been a little bit prompter with this, but... Servo shell cloaking generator. Interesting. Well, mine now. See you guys. Although if they're not in a position to deduce it was us that stole that stuff, well, there's not really much helping them.
Lifting the quarantine was Nakamura's worst decision. And this is the woman leading the council.
You don't say. What was she thinking?
It's blatantly obvious. All that cattle from Junktown is gonna rush here immediately.
Here we are.
Those ragamuffins are willing to do a monkey's job paid in peanuts. That'll be us fired.
Excuse me, ma'am? I'm a highly qualified specialist. I can't be replaced by the dregs of Junktown.
Yes, but they're ready to work for little more than food.
And their perks end here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cough on this guy.
What do you need?
He studies you suspiciously. Hope you're not another bum from Junktown. Oh, not at all. I've got a car and a trailer. Lifting the quarantine won't lead to anything good, you know. It was enacted for a purpose. The city walls don't stretch when more people arrive. So it looks like now I get the opportunity to talk to what I believe is the self-appointed leader of the Dome. I'm guessing that'll go well. Let's talk to the front desk secretary, I guess. You see a woman wearing a jacket adorned with multitude of committee patches and some metal badges. Her face shows arrogance. On one of the patches you see her name, Sarah Dubois.
I don't like you.
She looks up from some... Oh, thanks. She looks up from some papers for a second and puts on a friendly smile. Welcome to the council building. Come over, please.
Glad to meet you.
To which I immediately move away. Okay. Well, given that we're the most important person in the Dome right now, let's intrude in on this council meeting.
You know this woman already. You met her in the White Fog not so long ago. She recognizes you, too. She gives you a reserved nod, but doesn't offer her hand.
Let's see if she wants to barter. Okay, she has money and a piece of cloth, so no.
I am Kimiko Nakamura. Forgive my bluntness, but in person you look even more backwards. Nevertheless, thank you for your work on the emulator project.
She nods in a businesslike manner and gestures you into the meeting room.
Well, if I've got the option to say I've got things to do, remove my pants, and proudly depart, you know I'm going to try it. Did that actually remove my pants? No, I appear to still be wearing pants. Let's see about talking to someone who didn't immediately insult us. Now, karma. Well, that doesn't include you. How about Don Spencer? Well, he wasn't too bad. Let's see who's on the computer panel. Looking out at you from the screen, Audrey Melville covers her mouth, hiding a chuckle. Ah, it's you. Hello from picnic. You didn't drink the anomalous essence on the way, I hope. Well, you're alive, so I guess not. So we can moon her. I mean, it is kind of funny. But no, let's just bow several times and leave. Alright, Nakamura.
Nakamura clicks her pen impatiently.
Are you done with your business? Let's begin the meeting.
Sit on the table and demonstrate with all you've got that you're here for the meeting.
Kimiko stares at you with an icy, unkind gaze. She looks very angry.
Get off the table and sit in a chair. Right now.
Nakamura gathers the attendees' attention with a look. Once the room is completely silent, she speaks. Before Nakamura begins, you have enough time to crush a soda can and loudly sing La La La. Kimiko emits a harsh sigh and bestows an angry look upon you. Surveying the attendees, she assumes a cold and unperturbable expression.
Thank you everyone for attending this meeting. You already know why I summoned you all here today. Congratulations! The emulator project, developed and launched by our own new committee scientists, have borne fruit and drastically changed the situation with Maelstrom.
You're welcome.
Ishtwani taps the table with one fingernail.
You're intentionally distorting the facts. It's true the project was developed by the new committee, but it would never have launched without Carmine Heights.
The chairwoman reluctantly nods.
Perhaps. But you must agree that both our cooperation and the project's success were made possible by the new committee's oversight and control of the process.
Controlling things is right up your alley. That you can do.
Audrey Melville replies mockingly.
I like her.
Kimiko continues.
You may disagree with the new committee's role in these matters, but our system for selecting test subjects did lead us to the individual, whose unique peculiarities allowed us to make the emulator a truly functioning system.
Nakamura points at you.
Let me introduce our employee.
Everyone's heads swivel in your direction.
Again, we have a brain stew option that we can't take, so instead we'll wait for silence. Then fart.
Let's just say that the employee is an extraordinary person. I don't need to remind anyone about the significance of the Yellow Badge project.
Kimiko explains in a condescending tone. The chairwoman raises a hand.
Let's proceed. Maelstrom has shrunk and retreated to the center of the dome. It is, however, too early to claim victory, so the emulator project will advance to Phase 2. Its purpose is to obtain complete control over Maelstrom and understand whether the entity can either be switched off or somehow used to our advantage.
Nakamura looks around the room until her gaze rests on you.
Each and every one of you, including this employee, is here because you are still useful to this project.
Which is another way of saying, if you are no longer useful, I'm gonna kick you to the curb.
And the employee is useful to you personally.
Don Spencer either states or suggests. Nakamura's bionic eye twitches, its diaphragm contracting with a soft rattle. Kimiko raises her hand again, indicating she's ready to speak.
A good point. I understand the importance of maintaining parity. I also understand that any of us could manipulate the project's needs in their party's favor. I cannot prevent this. Therefore, every party has a right to benefit from this employee's help.
Nakamura stares at you.
We all understand that you, employee, are not a paradigm of cognitive capacity. But for the sake of legal compliance, we must receive your consent. So, do you agree to the term of our cooperation?
Say poof poof and smile pretty.
Poof poof. Marvelous. I assume that means yes.
Nakamura mumbles.
Declare uh-huh and jazzily snap your fingers.
The chairwoman smiles coldly.
All right.
Kimiko looks around the room once again.
I believe we're in agreement about future cooperation. This next question I wish to address to each party separately.
Nakamura looks at Dawn.
Spencer.
Aye.
He says curtly, puffing on his cigar.
The picnic agrees.
Audrey interjects cheerfully.
Santiago.
The chairwoman nods at the churchman. The Reverend rests a hand on his chest, smiling.
Would I throw a wrench in our alliance? I hope my eye will help save all mankind under the dome.
Karma thrums on the table with her fingernails.
You left me for last, I see. On behalf of Carmine Heights, I vote aye as long as the treaty terms are not violated.
Nakamura rests her arms by her sides and performs a curt bow.
Then I thank you for your participation. This meeting is adjourned. And you, employee, please see Henrietta Russo for further instructions.
Choke on a pen. I wonder if this is an instant death option. Let's choke on a pen cap. Okay, so I got bonus reputation with Yoko and Fox. I guess that's the meeting. So there is one last thing I want to test my deafness on. Nakamura is in here. Let's go ahead and see if I can pickpocket from her and manage to get out of here. But first, let's loot everything we can from her office. Weapon display case, you say? Okay, I have 155 out of 180. I bet you I can make this happen. Yep, that'll do it. Engine. It's a psionic melee weapon. Bet you it's pretty badass once it gets leveled up. And now for the main test. Okay, so she has money. Ooh, a computer password, a key, and a piece of cloth. Well, I mean, all of it. Yoink! And now, get the hell out of here.
Can't believe it. I'm surrounded by thieves.
You sure are, but not anymore, you're not. I'm guessing, I am assuming that that's entirely my deafness skill. A tall, strong-looking fellow, bronzed from sun and blowing sand, grabs you by the hand. Hang on for a couple minutes. It's you, right? They're always talking about you. He presses his hand to his heart and inclines his head in a small bow. I am Kareem Al-Walid. Perhaps you are empty-headed, but you have the heart of a hero, and a hero needs a car as worthy. Hear me out, and you shall have it. Beautiful, very big, like a tank. Okay. Refuse, you're like a pacifist. You're not interested in tanks. No, I'm interested. What does he have in mind when he says a big car? I assure you, you won't regret this. Listen, in 1975, I was enrolled in a special task force. Our group protected scientists investigating the distant corners of the dome. And we had Ursula, an enormous, amazing vehicle, a tank, a fortress on wheels. A reverent expression freezes on the phalangists? I don't know what that word is. Face. He clutches your sleeve. Alas, Ursula was lost during one of our expeditions, stuck in an anomaly hidden beneath quicksand. And I was the only one who managed to get out. Oh, that sucks. Years have passed, but I still think about it. Ursula is still there, waiting for someone to bring her back to life, and I believe you're the one destined to do so. I'll give you the coordinates. Here. Move away with a fierce BAM! Whatever that means. Well, that's enough for a level up. Let's go ahead and take that. So, we have 13 points, and that'll bring Criminal up to max, which will actually get me another point in Deftness. And I noticed that I was 3 points shy of getting Survival to 60, which will give me 20 more kilos of carry and more experience points for new places. Now, that's not particularly spectacular, but for 3 points, sure. Why not? So that's our level up. So after taking a quick nap in someone else's bed and getting rid of the fatigue stats, I want to show you something fun. Action points have gone up from 14 to 15 because of, I probably should have made a bit more of a fuss when it happened, by maxing out Criminal. Deafness goes up 1 extra point, which gives me a deafness of a lot. Let's see, stats. Yeah, there we go. Deafness of 10. So, yeah, that gives me another action point. So my character now has 15. To put that in perspective, normally a character will have between 7 and 9. So you'll notice, now that I have a car, it will be there whenever I enter a zone. It is not only a way to leave the zone, but it's also a trunk, so I can access my personal items from anywhere. So here they all are. It's a pity it's not also a store, but... Oh. I didn't realize I had yet more of these. Let's go ahead and grab that. We'll go to Fox, because I picked up a better version of our current belt. So you see this is +1 encumbrance, +1 relic slots. This is +2 relic slots. So we can put yet another one of these additional biochemical damage relics on her. Let's go back to the emulator, where I'm sure Russo will want to talk to us, as well as that other unpleasant lady who seems to think that we're pretending to be dumb.
Sheriff for mayor! Sheriff for mayor!
Oh.
Show these mothers how real policy gets made.
What is this?
Come on, bro, win this damn thing. Welcome back. Spangler is our man.
He winks at you and pulls a small brass star from his pocket. You'll take a lot of shit on this job, but you don't seem to be bothered. Wear it with pride. Wait. Is he making me a deputy sheriff or something? I suppose he is. Let's talk about this mayoral election. I'm all ears. Well, you know we're gonna run for mayor. He replies to your confession with sarcastic applause. My heartfelt condolences. If you want to eat crap with a big spoon on a daily basis, then mayor is the job for you. Since you're on board, I'm letting you know at 6 p.m. we're staging debates near the city wall. You should come. We'll be there.
Come on, bro, win this damn thing.
Black wingers for Kurt.
So, my character is not just Silverwing, which is the admin branch, but has a charisma of 10 and is a complete idiot. I think politics is exactly where I should be going. So he said 6 p.m. Let's show up 2 minutes late. Well, looks like Spangler's just getting here anyway. Is there anyone specific I have to talk to?
And I was starting to get bored.
Dreisler's excited. I'm dying to get started. You know, the official debate is the moment of truth. This is the essence of democracy. There is no other opportunity to reveal a candidate's abilities and weaknesses. Ooh, you bet.
Later.
Not now.
Yes?
Our shitty swamp's finally seen some action, so excuse me, but...
See you later.
Bethany. As you approach the stage, Kurt and Bethany are arguing furiously about who should speak first. Oh, so I'm running against Bethany as well. Sorry, Beth, but I can't let you burn everything down. We agreed on that. I arrived early with my speech prepared so I wouldn't have to fight off your attacks. Fair enough. He didn't actually arrive early. He was still 2 minutes late, but he was here before Bethany was. He rings his cap nervously. You afraid of having to answer questions? So maybe you're not made for politics, she snaps, looking up at Spangler. She turns towards you. You see that, eh? And he's aiming for the mayor's chair. Ridiculous. Volunteer to go first and focus the audience's potentially negative emotions on yourself. They share looks. I feel a catch here. But all right, you go. She steps aside, letting you pass to the stage. It comes your turn to speak, and you slowly ascend the stage. The crowd freezes. Everyone's waiting to hear what you're going to say. Say you're here because you want to give people back their freedom and spirit of competition, to free them from the new committee's oppression, and to make Junktown more independent. That sounds like the kind of thing that'll go over well. Oranges are yelling and whistling wholeheartedly. I didn't expect the oranges to be the ones going for that, but pleased with the beginning of our speech. Great. Spangler raises his hand in protest. Do you want to build a free society where anyone's free to kill you if they look at them cross-eyed? Or a competitive society where the person with the biggest gun would win? Yes? Okay, so note that he is speaking of it like it were something bad. It's interesting that these are Silverwing options. I'm not sure who that'll impress, so apparently it'll impress someone, but let's not take that route. Autonomy, independent courts, and incremental tax rate are... there are people who are gonna go for that, I suppose. Or we could go with the charm answer, which doesn't say anything. Ask him why he always brags about the negative side when the positive is so bright, which is absolutely something a politician would say. He sniffs. Of course there's a bright side, but I can't think about the bright side when the cells in my station are all overcrowded. Fair enough. The crowd goes quiet gradually. Everyone is waiting to hear what you say next. Let's start talking about profound changes in the dome's economic system. Let's see how that goes over. You explain to the audience that Junktown will not develop without large-scale changes in the settlement's economic system. Oh, that got the Silvers on board. What changes? These terms of yours are so vague they're meaningless. Well, that's kind of the point. My campaign is built upon an explicit economic program, and I won't let you steal my agenda, especially in such a heavy-handed matter. I don't actually know what your agenda is. What changes are you talking about? Mortensen makes no attempt to hide her annoyance. Say that you wish to reduce social tension by offering benefits to the oranges. Well, we kind of already have, we've got the oranges and the silvers already, so this is probably, I probably should have tried to placate one of the other groups first. But let's go with the oranges again. Your response meets with general approval. Of course the oranges like it most, but the representatives from the other wings also find a certain wisdom in this approach. Okay? Your speech is almost over. Now you have to add only the last, most striking point which will bring you significant improvement in the way one of the groups is seeing you. Standing before the quiet audience, you decide how to finish your speech. Okay, so we can go for human rights, defend the integrity of the oranges. Well, I think the oranges are already on side. We could promise the advancement of science, which would get the scientists on side. We could try to placate the security guards, but I'm guessing that'll be a hard thing to pry away from the sheriff. And we've already kind of placated the Silver Wingers, so saying that we're going to offer them better working and living conditions, which sort of implies, as opposed to the other branches, it, I don't think that's going to go over too well with the other groups. But if we go for a better future for the Blue Wing Specialists, I mean, yeah, let's absolutely give a nod to the trades. Summing up your speech, you tell that although you care about the electors, there is a group that requires special protection of interests. These are the mechanics, programmers, and the other technical specialists from the Blue Wing, and you came into politics for their sake. The clerk appears on the stage. Attention! Orderly, you may ask the candidate a question. Does anyone have any? You wait for a time, but no one is eager to ask questions. That's either a good or a bad sign. Let's thank the employee for the speech. The clerk is clapping to you. You leave the stage, the crowd still buzzing excitedly. Oh, that's right, Beth is a silver. Beth walks up to the stage, and the crowd starts buzzing. A few unhappy objections can occasionally be heard amongst the cheers. She takes the microphone. Thank you. I'm not going to waffle wasting your time. No, that was my job. Today I want to present my political agenda to you. It is based on 4 points which will indeed change the life in Junktown. First and foremost, I'm going to provide total freedom of enterprise in Junktown. I will create favorable terms for traders while maintaining some advantages for local businesses. Any questions? She offers the microphone to the folks standing near the stage. Well, considering we're not actually talking about what would actually be the best political policy, but what would deep six our opponents, let's note that these terms would attract lots of seedy businessmen and blackwingers would have to clean up the mess, as usual. People start whispering, some nodding in agreement. Jugtown being flooded with ne'er-do-wells because of overly liberal legislation is not a popular notion. She clutches the microphone, displeased. That was mean. I mean, overall, that plan probably would do fairly well, but that is the downside. I mean, for every political policy, there is a downside, and I just kind of soapboxed it. She raises her hand, calling for quiet. The subject of Junktown's underground economy is painful for many of us. I will regulate it and direct the new income to the community purse. See, again, this is a good policy. Let's see how we can deep six it. Note that she has plenty to say about business, but doesn't say one word about science. The crowd murmurs its confusion. Your words haven't provoked a definite response from anyone. These people are much more concerned with their own well-being than with science. No, well, I can't win them all. She grins, feeling the audience's mood. A good question. I will ask one too. Does Junktown look like a place of developing science? No, because people are poor here and experiments are expensive. The science will prosper when there will be money. Ooh, good response. The buzz gradually fades, and the silver goes on. Obviously, our ambitions are growing faster than Junktown. The founding of a trading corporation is a crucial point in my agenda. We Junktowners will found an open, joint stock company. We'll earn money together and have a real influence on dome politics. Well, I don't think she's winning any points with the oranges, so I don't think we have to go there. And I don't think the science, I think she made a pretty solid point about science. These people aren't really worried about science. So let's undermine her integrity. Note that her entire agenda demeans the Silvers. It's plain that Bethany is just looking to earn money for her retirement. The crowd greets your observation with a prolonged storm of applause. Soon empty bottles are flying at Mortensen on the stage. Ooh. You know, thing is, I actually kind of like Mortensen. You know, we talked to her in episode 5 or whatever. She's actually a pretty decent person, but she is going to hate me now. She strolls across the stage. So to recap, the main thrust of my agenda is economic recovery, with both a strong economy and laissez-faire legislation. Any other sphere of life will see improvement. Do you have any questions? I think I've done enough here. I want to see whether or not Spengler can screw this one up. Spengler, what are you gonna say? He checks the microphone, then turns to the people on the stage. In this program, I didn't hear a word about safety. How are you going to protect people, Beth? Your system provides protection only to those who have money. The rest are on their own. Ooh. She clears her throat. I'll make the society more flourishing, Kurt. We have an unhealthy economy. Stealing is easier than earning. I can attest to that. Let's deal with the reason, not the consequences. Meh. Bethany's excuses sound rather unconvincing. The audience is buzzing menacingly. She exits stage left. Okay, so we burned her. People whistle and applaud as the sheriff takes the stage. You notice, however, that not everyone is thrilled to see him. A significant part of the audience remains silent. He holds out his arms welcomingly, greeting the gathered audience. Good evening. Let me show all the aces from the beginning. Most of you know me as the sheriff, the man caring for your safety. I assure you, this is what I intend to remain. I decided to become mayor to achieve more of the same route. He gestures towards the crowd. Spit in my face if I lie, but things have not been going great in Junktown since the quarantine began. It's too crowded, and it's dangerous for people to leave their homes after dark. The first thing I'm going to do once you elect me mayor is tighten pest control. Well, given this game first came out, and I think it was 2019, people will know that this jab is meant to go a little bit further than the game itself. It's better that this would punish people arriving in Junktown legally and following the procedures. Illegal migrants, however, would simply slip past the cordons. Your message receives a warm welcome among the silver attendees. A clerk with a gold watch even makes his way to the stage to deliver a choppy speech about pest control jeopardizing the economy, though no one pays him any mind. The sheriff raises his thumb demandingly. We all realize a cordon is not enough. We'll build a fortified wall around Junktown as a material confirmation of our commitment. A strong screen against criminals, a guarantee for the future, and just as important, the cornerstone of economic prosperity to come. Let's try the science angle again. This is risky. It did not go over so well last time. But, you know, this is politics. Let's double down on stupid. Say that building the wall would cripple the budget for scientific programs because it'll be so expensive. He retorts, we have to be consistent in our decisions. No one's going to start big scientific projects in dangerous territory. The wall first, then what comes after can flourish in safety. Well, I mean, there's a pretty huge science facility literally right there. He pauses dramatically, waiting for the crowd to quiet down. Okay, he won that one. He looks over the audience. And now I approach the main point, which is called the economic program. Making Junktown safe, we will receive investments from the new committee, and with that additional funds for security purposes, which in turn will allow to avoid spending some of the Junktown budget on it. This one's pretty easy to undermine. Say that Kurt wants to sell Junktown's freedom to a bunch of new committee penny pinchers. People like Spengler's clever economic plan so much, your weak protest is smothered by general applause. Ouch. Okay, so I guess they like the idea of the subsidies. The buzz of conversation by the stage eventually falls silent. Kurt passes a hand through his thin hair. I'm waiting for your question. I'm gonna push this new committee question, ask him how he's going to defend the interests of Junktown while at the same time subordinated it to the new committee. The new committee needing a weak, dependent Junktown is a myth. Nakamura is much more interested in us being a full partner, the sheriff argues. Despite its apparent insincerity, the audience seems satisfied with this lie. The Silvers standing in the crowd shoot disdainful glances your way. Ooh, I had them on my side a second ago. Thank you, everybody. This is the best audience I'd ever had. Darn. The debate is over. After a few more minutes talking amongst themselves, the crowd begins to dissolve. I think we lost this one. The clerk approaches you with a broad grin. Great performance. If you need any help with the election, please don't hesitate to contact me. Where'd she go? Was it Rebecca Dreisler?
Good day.
She watches you with a severe expression. She's holding a portfolio and a voice recorder. Let's vote. Let's see what happens. Are you sure? Yes. Yes, you are. Then I begin calling Junktown residents in for the voting. So it looks like that's actually going to allow us to settle it right here and now. We have Spengler, Bethany, and Rebecca.
Hello.
When everyone is gathered, the clerk clears her throat and opens her portfolio. The votes haven't all been counted yet, but the statistical data already collected will predict the final results with 90% accuracy. So, you joined the race rather late, like 20 minutes ago, but you managed to earn the White Winger's support. She turns the page and continues. Surprisingly, the technicians entrusted their future to Kurt Spengler. She pauses a while on the third page. I'm sorry, the handwriting is unclear, but the majority of the security voted for Spengler. She scrutinizes the Silverwing results very carefully before announcing, I really did not anticipate this, candidate number 3, but the Silver Wingers voted in your favor. She turns to the last page. And finally, the Oranges. The Oranges choose Bethany. She closes the portfolio and shakes your hand. Congratulations, candidate. You're the new mayor of Junktown. Accept your congratulations and leave.
Bye-bye.
Oh yeah. We're the mayor. I have no idea what that means. It's probably not going to go well considering I'm a total idiot. Although, I mean, the rest of the world seems to get on just fine with idiots as politicians, so, probably won't be too bad.
Hell, I envy you, Silver.
But we will see how that all pans out next time, and I will see you then.